Hello, everybody, and welcome to a new episode of Like a New Yorker. As usual, thank you for following us, guys. And as always, if you like what we do, please support independent creators, like and share the video, and of course, subscribe to our channel. And I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to introduce you our guest that we have today. Very talented actress with many interesting upcoming projects that she's gonna share with us, and a little bit of insight in Hollywood in this post-pandemic world that we are all curious to explore. So, without further ado, let me introduce you, Kathrina Miccio. Hi, Kathrina.
Hi, how are you? Thanks for having
Good.
me.
Oh, absolutely. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you because you have so much going on and so many interesting projects that thank you for finding the time. I know that you're very, very busy. So, Katrina, of course, it's like I met you because you are an actress that is working on really some interesting projects, and of course, clear Italian heritage. We can see that in the beauty, but also the talent. If people know you for your works, and of course, in this case, it's always we love to promote the Italian American legacy since Living Magazine, with which we are. Of course, it's on both sides of the pond. So our magazine is based in Italy, but then we have an office here in New York. And then again, you are a precious insight on in Hollywood. So thanks again for being with us. And can you tell us a little bit about your current projects you're working on?
Well, I just finished. We just wrapped a pilot called
Hmm.
Almost Made, and
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so it's a comedy, which we
Hmm.
definitely need now. We need
Yeah.
more comedy, especially during these times.
Hmm.
And so I actually play a mob boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot
Hmm.
of fun, and we had a
So
joke.
it's a comedy, meaning like you are trying to portray like what it means to be a boss,
Well,
but also
my
a woman.
husband ended up. My husband died, and I end up becoming the boss. And
Oh, okay.
nobody in the crew doesn't know it. And I barge into the office one day into
Uh-huh.
a meeting, and they're like, "Who are you?" I'm like, "Who are you?" And I already come in as with an attitude of a boss lady. So
Hmm.
it was a lot of fun. It was
Hmm.
a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is a pilot for a TV show.
Well, we're hoping to
Mm.
make it a series
Okay.
because I come in at the very end. So
Hmm.
I'm like, I hope it becomes a series.
Yeah.
Well, at least I'll have a part.
Yeah.
A
Okay.
small part because I was the reveal of the boss.
Mm. Oh, okay. Very interesting. Well, there is the streaming war is on. Like there are so many platforms, and they are looking for content that is, of course, like good, original. And this sounds already, like
Yeah.
you just pitch
And
it, but
it's not like typical because all of the guys are kind of a bunch of nitwits. They're
Mhm.
they trip or they, crazy things. Each one has a really funny personality, and
Mhm.
so it makes it a little bit different than a typical mafia type film,
Uh-huh.
but in which I get cast for a lot.
Mm.
And in fact,
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your career.
mafia too related.
Yeah.
The next one I'm doing is called forget about it. It's a
Oh,
feature.
yeah.
It's a nice budget feature. We have Daniel Baldwin and Michael Pare, who everybody remembers as Eddie and the Cruiser. He was Eddie from Eddie and the Cruisers.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, I have a magazine. I'm having him on the cover of my magazine next month. And we have this. There's a ton of actors. I have to look because I don't want to forget
Sure.
anybody and forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Joey D'Onofrio is in it, and
Mm-hmm.
Steve Christo, who is one of the producers.
Mm-hmm.
Phil Ramos is in it, who is a five-time
Mm-hmm.
heavyweight power lifter. So
Oh,
he'll
wow.
bring another element to that. And Tony Taylor, who is the writer. So he's
Mm.
in it too.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice. Well, of course, it's like we are stating the obvious here. Forget about it. Forget about it. It's of course Italian American slang that is very popular. Of course, it's hardcore Brooklyn slang. Basically, is forget about it. But of course, in the heavy Italian American accent,
Yeah.
that over the years is just like a filler, right? That you can use in many different ways. And we were mentioning when we were in the green room before, of course, the Donnie Brasco,
Mm.
the mob movie with Johnny Depp and Al Pacino, made a very iconic scene where Johnny Depp, who is an undercover cop, tries to explain to his fellow cops, what he means, why the guys use this forget about it. And it's hilarious because being a filler that is so related to the local culture, you can it's easier to use it than to explain how to use it.
Yeah. It's kind of like, don't worry about it,
Yeah,
not forget about it,
yeah,
like if, oh, I'm so sorry, forget about it.
yeah, yeah. But it's also if you,
Erase it. It's kind
yeah,
of like after they,
yeah,
shoot somebody. Dad,
yeah,
just forget about it.
yeah. Or it can be, you try to help somebody and that guy doesn't want your help, and then somebody says, "Yeah, just forget about
You
it."
know what?
Mm,
Forget about it.
yeah, exactly. Or if you are a kid asking your mom if you
Forget
can,
about it.
yeah, if you are a kid trying to go to the movies by your with your friends, and you ask your mom, especially if it's an Italian American mom, she's gonna say forget about it. It's like you're not going, you're too young. So
I have that,
yes.
and I also have another.
Mhm.
Oh well, actually, that one we do have an A-lister, a major player, but I
Mhm.
can't mention his name right now. But
Uh,
we're going to be in Chicago for a month, filming
mhm.
that, and we're leaving in like 2 weeks. So this is going to be fun.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So let's take the chance to also talk a little bit about your career. You've been in the industry involved in many different projects, and here I put up briefly the so people can check your
Oh
uh, yeah, on international movie database,
yes.
of course, where they can see a little bit more about you. But yeah, please, how did you end up working in this industry and then growing in it and reaching success?
Well, I started off going to school as an artist. I'm a painter.
Hmm.
And I went to art school. And then I transferred schools. And when I transferred over to get my bachelor's, almost master's, but I had so many art credits because I already went through 4 years of college.
Hmm.
I then said I need to fill up something else, and it was a theatrical school. I said I want to take acting classes, and I not theater so much because it was a musical theater a type school, and nobody wants to hear me sing. Um, so I just took tons of acting classes, and my teacher said, "Look, you have to do this. You have to do it. You have to get into it. So when I graduated, I just continued taking classes and having private coaches and yeah. And then I got into Screen Actors Guild pretty fast. You know, I was cast in a speaking role, and I think maybe I did a few background things just at the beginning of my career, just because. In fact, one of the first things I ever did was Die Hard with a Vengeance. And
Oh, wow.
to be in a scene with Bruce Willis, this is so cool. What am I doing? And the casting director says, well, you're going to be a businesswoman on the subway,
Hmm.
and you're going to be a disgruntled business, like you're going to have an angry face, like you're an angry New Yorker. Okay, I can do
I can relate to that, right?
that. So basically, he walks by with the bomb. If you remember, the subway gets
Yeah.
blown up, right?
Hmm.
So there I am in this beautiful suit, and I'm holding the railing,
Uh-huh.
and my face is this. When he walks by, what? He goes, "Excuse me, excuse me, excuse me," and I'm like, "Get out! What?" So that's New York. What? I couldn't
Mhm.
say anything, but
Uh-huh.
we did end up hanging out with him all day, going back and forth to Brooklyn on the subway, which was fun. It was
Nice,
nice.
nice. And then here in your credits, there is also your collaboration with the Sopranos, right?
Yes, yes,
And the wrestler. So
yeah,
very, very iconic, very intense movie. But that was
yeah.
great for the basically the you know I mean, I think it was a movie that really, for Mickey Rourke was the comeback movie basically, and great performance. So how was to
Working
work in these two very iconic?
well,
Uh,
I worked
um,
with him and Marissa Tomei in a scene,
mhm,
um, and they were just, I mean, it was very. I was the bartender uh,
mhm,
in the strip club,
yeah.
so I had to constantly bring, hey Mary, give me 6 shots, and I'd like pour the shots, and I'm like, yeah, sure. I think that was my line. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
sure. One or two lines, and but it was very really cool watching two amazing actors at
Mhm.
work, and
Yeah,
every
their chemistry in the movie was fantastic.
yes,
Yeah.
and it was just really, I was like I'm supposed to be like really looking like I'm bartending, but I was like I was staring at them.
He's like, oh my God, they're real.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. But that was a fantastic movie. I was so happy to be in that. And
Absolutely.
Sopranos, I started working on that. Oh my God, I think probably like 2000. In fact, I was talking to Artie Pasquale, who was in it. Um,
Hmm.
I said, "What year did I work on that?" I started because I was a bada bing bartender.
Hmm.
And so I would come in and be the girl that, that they would get the champagne in the champagne room, or they always used me for
Hmm.
these special parts.
Uh-huh.
So it was fun. And that's how I ended up meeting all the cast, and I ended up meeting James Gandolfini, who I ended
Yeah.
up dating for a year. So that was that's it's hard, to talk
Yeah,
to
I
him.
imagine that everybody was really shocked, and it's still dearly missed. And The Sopranos is one of the still must watch TV show to this day. To this day, uh, so even if it was taken from us too early,
We
his
we
legacy is just incredible.
we
Yeah.
stayed friends after, and he even sponsored one of my art shows because I'm a painter too. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, 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 that's amazing. Yeah, you didn't mention that. I didn't know that you're also a painter, but I'm not surprised.
I'm a portrait artist. I paint celebrities, mainly musicians, and
Uh-huh.
the all of my most of my art is up at the cutting room in Manhattan. And whenever someone famous comes in, I'll do a portrait of them, and they'll sign
Nice.
it. So I have all this art, that has these either right in the front, like Roger Daltrey signed the front of it. I was like, okay, do whatever you want. You're Roger Daltrey. What the hell? um, I have a Billy Joel, I have Ronnie Wood from the Rolling Stones. I had tons of, I met all these people, and it's just
Hmm.
amazing. I'm like, who's coming in? Who could I do a picture with? So, yeah,
That's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
know.
people who want to follow you, they can also go to your Facebook account, right? That's a good way to be to get updates about.
Pages of all different things, my acting site, my personal site, my art site. I have so many. My dogs even have a site.
Well, but it's a great way to again if you want to follow what Kathrina is working on, and also to get in touch, of course, you can go on her website, and there are the contact information over there. It's at miccioact.com. So I will also put this here in a banner, and of course, you can always check in the description of this video, guys, if you want to follow Kathrina. So I'm going to put it right here. You can check the website.
Also, it goes to Noble
Mhm.
Productions, which is my company name too. So it's Noble because I take Noble from. um,
So, Katrina, we want also to take the chance with you to go, since you are this precious insight into Hollywood, and of course, the entertainment industry has been hit very hard
yeah,
by this pandemic, and of course,
I'm
our thoughts.
working again.
Yeah, our thoughts go to all the people, the amazing people who work in this industry, from the Hollywood stars to, of course, the sound technician, the light guy,
Every
the people in production, the people who work in the, setting up stages, and makeup, hairstyle, photography, costumes. Again, when we say it's an industry, it's really, it is.
business, it's show business.
Yeah,
It's
show business.
business, yes.
So, and of course, it's like, because we have 50 states in the United States, each state has implemented some kind of basically, regulations about how to deal with the set. So,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, it's COVID rules, and since
Mhm,
I worked through it when everything started opening up. We
mhm,
we filmed Almost Made,
mhm,
and we all had to take a test, take
mhm.
a COVID test about 2 days, 1 to 2 days the most
Yeah.
before we even went on set, and we all had to wear masks, and I felt so bad. It was about 100 degrees on set, and
Wow.
the makeup artist, well, they called her a consultant because she,
Mhm.
was trying not to do too much on people, but she had to wear a mask, a shield,
Yeah.
and gloves. And it was like 100 degrees. I felt so bad for her, but she was amazing. Um,
Mm.
so they and they we had to get our temperature taken, and even during rehearsal, we had to wear masks.
I
So
see.
that was like the only kind of strange thing, doing a rehearsal with the mask on, because you're
I'm pretty sure. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure.
reacting to the other, and we had, it was a comedy, so it's all in your face,
Yeah.
and like, actually, maybe it made it a little bit more spontaneous
Hmm.
because it was almost like we were doing it for the first time instead of the rehearsal. So, or maybe a
Well,
little
I
more
think
natural.
yeah, I think the best way to cope with this situation is to think that it's going to be temporary,
We
and if
we hope
we
so. We
yeah,
hope
if
so.
we make an effort now, we are going to be closer to a time where we can go back to our routine. Because as an artist, you already have to focus on your lines, of course, on the script,
Yes.
and people who might not be familiar, but what they see usually is bloopers where they say people hanging out, having fun, but try to go through not even like a movie or TV show shooting. Just try to go through a photo shoot, which for the magazine we do a lot. And people who sometimes at the beginning they have no idea, and at the end of the shooting they are exhausted. They say, "I never thought this would be this exhausting," but because it is. So what you see, it's not the you see the result. You don't see the hard work that people have to put into it. So I can imagine that working in this kind of discomfort and new routine mustn't be easy. But this goes to the passion that you guys have to make this happen anyway. The resilience of the people.
Everybody was, everybody was great as far as social distancing, and from we all kind of separated, even though we were all working together. We all were very respectful
Mhm.
to each other's space.
Of
So,
course. Yeah.
that's we were grateful to
Mhm.
have started even. So, I think it's going to be a really fun
Yeah,
shoot.
absolutely. And
And
so now you said so in a couple of weeks you are flying to Chicago to start the.
yeah, I'm
Mhm.
also art director on it too, which I'm
Oh,
pretty excited about. So
nice.
I'll be on it the entire month. So I have
Mhm.
a really good, a really nice part playing
Mhm.
mafia wife.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's a really good scene. A couple of scenes I have in
Mhm.
there, and yeah, we're very excited about shooting this.
Mhm.
It's we have had to push it and push it, and now we're like, no, we don't want to push it really anymore
Mm.
because the winter is coming, and everybody's like, the second wave is going to come. The time we're like, oh my god, we better start this already.
Yeah. Also, if it's in Chicago, I mean, it's not that winter is exactly like nice over there.
Right, and that too, and that.
Yeah.
And then I just got on this other project that's really interesting, and I'm really excited to be on it. I'm actually, I have a great part, but I also am executive producer
Mhm.
on it as well. And it's the story of Sonny Liston,
Mhm.
who was a heavyweight. I hope I'm saying this correctly, but he was a boxer. I'm learning the story of him, but
Mhm.
he had an incredible, like every guy is like, yeah, I know the story. He was a legend. I'm like, oh, I just learned about him. Oh my God. But he was a legend. He was tied up with the mafia.
Mm.
So it's called The Big Bear and the Mob. So,
Oh,
um,
okay.
yeah, so that is that.
Well, it is fascinating because again, the history of the mob is really tight with the history of the United States. It's something that is this mix of business to some extent, really,
Oh,
and a social phenomenon. Because again, if we think of Las Vegas and the story of Bugsy, the founder of Las Vegas. So it's a well-known fact that Las Vegas was indeed founded by the mob
yeah,
and turned out to be one of the most profitable businesses in America.
yeah,
and So it is fascinating.
Kind of known for, for having them hanging around too, I guess. And so yeah, that this is really, and it's never been made before. It's never been told, his story. So we're making history with
Well,
it.
because it's very similar to what has happened in the Irish community, right? And the movie The Departed shows this very well. With
Yeah,
Stardust cast with Jack Nicholson, Matt Damon, Leonardo DiCaprio, Mark Wahlberg,
yeah.
and what they show over there is like. Yeah, it is like an economic and social phenomenon where for people, and especially artists and other prominent member of the community, it's inevitable that you end up having ties with the mob because they control businesses, they control entertainment. So it's not necessarily that you wanted to be a part of it. It's like it was impossible not to be.
Not to be.
And that's why it was fun in The Sopranos that they used Frank Sinatra Jr. to really kid around that, because there were always rumors of Frank Sinatra and the mob,
Um,
and there was always like a denial, but not really denial. And then they played with that. I thought that was amazing that he
oh, that's
eventually,
brilliant. The writing on there and
yeah,
and
was fantastic. Yeah.
was absolutely
Yeah,
fantastic.
because of course, when Frank Sinatra was alive and he was at the acme of the career, no one's want to be associated with the mob. But again, it's common knowledge that if you want to work and you want some gigs, especially at the beginning, well, there was no way around. So, and I think what they did with Frankie Jr. was really amazing, because it was a great tribute to the career of his father. And still, Frank Sinatra is not. I mean, again, an Italian American who really made the whole community proud, and still, represents like a huge part of the Italian American heritage in the United States. So I think it was great. So there is always, the chance to do the right thing in the right way. I think, right? You can pay homage and also use the well-known Italian wit and sarcasm, and you can make fun of it. That's what usually Italians are known for, the irony and sarcasm.
Mhm.
So I would.
Star-studded cast in this one too, in the Big Bear, um,
Mhm.
and the mob. So this is going to be a
Yeah,
great
can't
movie.
wait to can't wait to see more and know more about it. So of course, keep us posted with the production. So
Yeah.
we will be, maybe when you are in Chicago, we can make another.
Ah,
We can touch base, and you can tell us a little bit what's going on.
maybe
So
we'll put some behind the scenes.
yeah, exactly.
Follow me around the.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
I
And
really,
Katrina, you are the living proof that hard work associated with talent, it can pay off. But of course, a career in Hollywood is very hard, and. But you reach success, and now you are in the position where you can work on your projects. Different ways that you mentioned: art director, executive producer, not only as a performer, but more also in behind the scenes. So, what would be your tip or your advice to somebody who is starting in this career, or is a young actor? What would be your advice, moving forward, in order to have a successful career?
determination,
Mm.
and just keep working.
Mhm.
Work, do theater, do anything that you possibly try to stay away from background. You know, really do too much of that because they won't take take seriously if you do too much background at first.
Mm.
But just keep taking classes and go to like studios like One on One, or like studios that have classes that you could take, like short-term classes, a couple of weeks or even one. Or you could go to one class where there's a casting agent, you could do a monologue in front of a casting director. I'm sorry, in front of a casting director, and meet agents or whatever's going on at the time. Just get in there and get yourself seen.
Yeah,
That's what's
absolutely. Because I think it is important when I speak to people in the industry, like you, who are professionals and serious. They always tell me that exactly what you told me, and also that you have to. It is important to invest your time and talent in classes and acting. But it's important also to choose to work with the right people, because otherwise, as you said, if you take too many background roles, or you just hang around, it doesn't really get you anywhere.
No. And you don't get really, I mean, look, there are exceptions. I know that my friend Vinny Pastore, he started doing background, but I don't think he did it for very long. And then, he got these huge parts. But he doesn't, you could do it to like get on a set and see what's going on, but not to do it for very long, because you could get caught in that in that rut.
So it is as important to look to work for the right people as to, again, be involved in productions, and of course, like, working on your skills,
On your craft, absolutely.
on your craft. Absolutely.
There is being I have 3 film festivals, so and 2 of them are Italian, but being a natural is one thing, and going, everybody says I'm real, I'm a natural, blah blah blah, but you still have to have the craft down by being taught by an amazing teacher or a coach, or getting coached through a scene. Or you need that, you have to have some of that, you have to keep at it, because you learn something new in every class, even by watching the other students. You go, oh, maybe I would do that differently, or and then I think that makes you stronger too. And you have to be able to work with other actors, so
Of course.
so you really have to have that one-on-one with the other actor and bounce off of them. And I found that working with better and better actors makes me better, because you just you're in awe, and all of a sudden you're hearing yourself and you're like, oh my God, I feel real like I'm in this amazing scene with this amazing actor, and I feel really good about it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Kathrina. I think it's very, very important. And again, thank you for finding the time to do this interview with us today. So again, guys, if you want to follow Kathrina, you can find her as Kathrina Miccio on imdb.com, and of course his Facebook page, and the website that you're going to find in the description. Kathrina, thank you so much. Please keep us posted.
Thanks for having me. I will. I have so many projects happening. Another one that I can't talk about, but with that, we can make history.
And yeah, don't forget about it.
You know what? Forget about it.
Thank you so much, Kathrina. See you soon. Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you.